I'm going to read something that I wrote. I mean, I need to add so much more, but I hope this reaches people that need to be reached and be made aware. It's Hiding in Plain Sight, a report on coded subcultural communication styles. Introduction. Human communication extends far beyond literal meanings and standard spoken language. In everyday environments, various subcultures and social groups have developed sophisticated methods of covert communication, hiding their messages in plain sight. This phenomenon relies on the repurposing of common consumer products, popular brand names, numeric systems, and phonetic structures to transmit secondary hidden meanings that only those within the group can decipher. The primary purpose of this layered communication is to foster a sense of belonging, maintain privacy, and coordinate actions in public spaces. By creating a coded system, individuals can safely signal their identity, beliefs, or directives to like-minded peers without drawing the attention of outsiders. This allows the group to connect and identify one another instantly, creating a secure network hidden within broader society. The same could be said with criminals. These could be criminal groups. These could be terrorist cells or terrorist groups. These could be groups of people that are communicating to commit crimes, to kill people, to kill someone, to terrorize someone, to kidnap someone, to hurt someone, to detain someone, to hunt someone. The message is, it's a coded network. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that you understand that I believe there are many criminal organizations that are involved. It could be the military or a military of some sort, alien to our world or alien to our state or country, etc. The primary purpose of this layered communication is to foster a sense of belonging, maintain privacy, and coordinate actions in public spaces. By creating a coded system, individuals can safely signal their identity, beliefs, or directives to like-minded peers without drawing the attention of outsiders. This allows the group to connect and identify one another instantly, creating a secure network hidden within broader society. They understand too the coded message. Some of them, I believe, they either understand it or they're trying to hope other people are aware, and they try to bully them. They bully them with this information to try to get an answer or a reaction from them. To fully understand, and I know I read that twice, I needed to read it twice. To fully understand how these groups operate, it is essential to examine two key sociological and linguistic concepts. The first is subcultural semiotics, the practice of assigning new, specific meanings to everyday symbols, such as clothing choices or accessories. The second is the development of a modern argot, or is it argo or argot? A specialized secret vocabulary formed by manipulating phonetics, written language, and cryptography. Together, these tools allow groups to communicate complex ideas and coordinate real-time actions right in front of the uninitiated. Visual and object-based signaling, nonverbal codes. One of the most effective ways groups communicate covertly is by transforming ordinary items into powerful visual signals. This practice allows individuals to broadcast their identity or issue commands to those who know what to look for while remaining completely unnoticed by the general public. Subcultural semiotics in everyday objects. Rather than wearing explicit signs, Individuals often use standard accessories to communicate affiliations. A prime example is the use of a multicolored rainbow umbrella. To an outsider, it is simply a bright item used to block the weather. Within specific networks, it serves as a deliberate visual cue to signify that the person holding it is LGBTQ positive, friendly, or a member of the community themselves. Or they could be targeting someone from the LGBTQ community, and they can be placing that umbrella near them in order to single them out and brand them as a member of the LGBTQ community. This repurposing turns a functional object into a silent beacon. Beacon for those that are proud of being part of the or a member of the LGBTQ community. But if they're hunting people for their beliefs and their sexuality, then that's one way that they can out them. That's how they can out them. Brand hijacking and backronyms. Groups frequently adopt specific corporate brands and assign them entirely new definitions by creating a backronym, an existing brand name turned into an acronym carrying a secret message. For example, wearing clothing from the brand Gap. Now everybody knows Gap. Can be used to signal the phrase gay and proud. Through this method, everyday fashion becomes a highly specific language used to intentionally describe personal identity or sexual orientation. Object-based labeling. Everyday products are also used not to identify the person holding them, but to secretly label someone else in the vicinity. For instance, an individual might deliberately display or drink let's say it's a Monster brand energy drink, to silently signal to their group that a specific person nearby is a quote-unquote monster, a label carrying specific weight depending on the group's context. The physical object acts as an unspoken metaphor. I put the word monster because I chose to do that because I've ran into multiple monsters, and wow, I missed the signs, but the signs were there. Anyway, moving on. Literal context isolation. For example, I'm giving the examples I'm giving are examples close to home, like I live in Stockton, California. I'm from Stockton. So the examples that I'm going to be giving are things that are like from Stockton. Smart and final. The mechanics of object-based labeling can also rely on literal context isolation, where an ordinary item like Smart and Final store bag is used to strip a word down to its absolute definition. How this functions is entirely spatial. By carrying or placing the bag in close proximity to an individual, the word Smart and Final is visually isolated from the grocery brand context and mapped onto that specific person. The reason behind this method rests on its perfect deniability. To an observer, it is just a routine shopping trip, but to the group, the bag acts as an explicit, real-time adjective declaring that the nearby individual possesses high intelligence or is a threat due to their awareness. I have observed these specific people that were signaled as smart, quote unquote, undergo some extreme processes that unfortunately dumbs the individual down and they lose the intelligence they once possessed. I believe people can be hunted down for their intelligence and then made dumb. I need to elaborate on that. I've experienced possessing intelligence. I've experienced witnessing the coded forms of communication. And about, for example, tonight I experienced, I saw a coded form of communication, and they were making a reference to rotting someone's brain, and I took it personal. I felt like they were trying to rot my brain, that I was going to be experiencing brain rot. And I don't want to experience brain rot. I don't want anyone's brain to rot. I want people to become intelligent, to maintain their intelligence, and to become even more intelligent, to gain more intelligence. That's what makes sense to me. That's the way it should work. We should all be more intelligent. We should all gain more knowledge. And as we gain more knowledge, we should become knowledgeable, and we should be able to keep that knowledge, not forget about it. Anyway, but I've seen some extremely intelligent people become extremely dumb to where they can barely form sentences. Directive signaling and visual cues. Certain brand names are utilized as actionable commands, often functioning as a visual dispatch signal or cue. For example, a person might wear a Chicago Bulls hat or a Bulls lanyard around their neck. The word Bulls acts as a direct, real-time command to initiate bullying. The moment the cue is visually displayed, it instantly signals the group to begin targeting a specific individual. This strategy turns ordinary sports apparel into a coordinated tactical command. I used this example because I noticed it happen to me once. I observed every cue, and a close person proceeded with bullying me. It was too obvious, the cues. I remember in that situation, I was like, in my mind, I was like, are you guys fucking serious? But I just kept it cool. I kept it cool. I observed, because I had already gone through dialectical behavior therapy. I had already gained some kind of knowledge. I probably didn't become perfect at DBT, but I gained some knowledge and insight about how DBT works, and the wise mind, and to be observant, and to observe, and to listen, and to be patient and calm. And that's what I was. I was patient and calm. And I observed. And I observed what they did. And also how the information comes in. This is another thing that's really important for people to understand. It's because if you try to remake or replay this situation with people that are in the know, they may not feel the need to bully, because it's not an order being given. This was an order being given. I believe this was an order being given. The way he entered the room, the way he spoke, the way he had the Bulls lanyard around his neck, but the way he spoke and the way he, was carrying himself and everything. And I was at a barbershop. And then the barber that was cutting my hair started to bully me. I mean, it wasn't like bullying, but it was like speaking to me like if I was dumb. Like saying, yeah, you used to tell my girl like she's fucking, you're a dumbass bitch. And it's like, you don't say that. You say she's a dumbass bitch. You don't say you're a dumbass bitch, because you're talking to me. But you're talking about your girlfriend. Like, yeah, I told her you're a dumbass bitch. But because she's hella stupid, so I told her, fuck you, bitch, you're a dumbass bitch. But it's really, I told her she was a dumbass bitch because she did this or she did that, and she's a dumbass bitch because she did this or she did that. Not you. So he was directing, she was directing the conversation towards me. That's how it felt. That was my perception. So anyway, and I saw the cues, and I don't know if they did it. So I don't know if they did it intentionally or if it was just the mechanisms as of a play literally playing out in front of my eyes, and I was simply able to observe it and stay in the present moment, and I did. And I acknowledged it, and I recognized it, and I saw why they acted the way they did. I don't know if these people were in cahoots with each other, in cahoots, like if they even knew each other. They might not even have known each other, but just the fact that they had all those cues and all those visual cues, and they accepted it for what it was, and then they acted out on them. That's how it is. That's how it plays out sometimes. By making people aware of this, I'm hoping that some people can use this for their advantage. And unfortunately, I feel like giving people this information might not even be helpful. It might make it worse. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it's about the one person I can get to, the one person that I may hopefully save with this information by giving him or her this information. Hopefully they'll be able to manipulate the way they manipulate for their advantage. Hopefully you'll be able to manipulate for your advantage. Maybe you can wear a lanyard that invokes something else other than bullying, or and like I said, it's how the information comes in. It's like, because when I'm reading a situation, as I'm reading Chicago Bulls, it could simply, it's a basketball team. And this is the most dangerous part about this whole situation. It's incredibly easily deniable, because people wear what they want to wear just because they want to wear it, because they like it, because what the fuck, just because they like the brand, they like the letters, they like the color, whatever, it doesn't matter. People wear what the fuck they want to wear. We wear what we want to wear just because. But some people do it with intent, but some people don't. Some people just, it's like they're a part of the system already, and they didn't even know that they are wearing what they're wearing simply because they were going to be used as in the fucking Matrix. They were going to be used to signal someone out by what they wore. But some people do it on purpose. So this is for the people that are doing it on purpose, or that don't know, but now you know. So now you could do it on purpose, so that it can be a good manipulation for you. Manipulate this for you. Wear something that's gonna be good for you, for us, for the world. Because evil does it. Good has to do it also. We have to manipulate. We have to do something that that helps it go our way. That helps it go our way. Operational release ciphers, for example, grocery outlet, and I'm giving very minimal, very minimal information. Like I'm naming stores right now, but it's way deeper than that. It can literally be anything. It could be, if you're a grocery store, it could be every single product in your grocery list. It can be every grocery product. It can be clothing, any kind of clothing, any kind of jewelry. It could be jewelry. It could be food. It could be anything. Anything. But it works with the branding that they do. That's why a lot of people started branding. Like, they didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to brand anything just so that they can get the word out. And that fucked up a lot of people. That really psychologically fucked with a lot of people. They psychologically fuck with people. That's why I don't like them. And I don't like this style of communication. I'm actually against this style of communication, but I am only making you aware of this style of coded communications. Okay, operational release ciphers, grocery outlet. This tactical directive system expands significantly when analyzing complex retail brand names like grocery outlet, bargain market. In covert operational settings, specific groups utilize this brand name to communicate critical statuses regarding detained individuals The phrase grocery outlet, quote unquote, is conceptually decoded by stripping away the commercial meaning and focusing on a phonetic extraction of the word, quote unquote, outlet to mean let out, quote unquote. It serves as a direct operational order to release a group or individual currently being held or detained, whether formally within an institutional facility like a jail or unlawfully confined within a residential space such as a kidnapping or forced confinement scenario, or simply someone being at home and they simply don't feel like leaving their home. And it's like, why don't you leave your house? I mean, like, go do something outside your house. And they just don't feel like it. They don't know why. They don't know why. They just want to stay home all day. All day, they just want to stay home. And they don't understand they're being held against their will in their home. They don't understand until they put that grocery outlet bag nearby. And guess what? All of a sudden, let out. It reads you and it releases you. You're good to go. You feel like, oh, I feel like going out now. I feel like going out now. Like, okay, I want to go out now. Yeah, now you've been let out. The secondary branding bargain market functions as a contextual modifier explaining the terms of the release, signaling to the group that a deal, negotiation, trade, or ransom agreement has been successfully reached in exchange for the confinement's end. Seeing someone carrying this bag can mean the soon release of a specific group of people or person nearby. Multimodal signaling and demographic color coding. Often a phonetic cipher is combined directly with the physical attributes of a garment to build a complete sentence. The color of the clothing is frequently used as a demographic semiotic, intentionally representing the skin color of race or race of a specific individual or group. When combined with linguistic codes, someone wearing a black shirt, for example, utilizes both the phonetic breakdown of the garment's name and its color to signal an intricate phrase such as "shh, got black." I'll get to how I got to that conclusion in a minute. Contextual graphic modifiers. To clarify the exact meaning of these layered messages, the sender will rely on the specific graphics, patterns, or brand logos displayed on the clothing. The image acts as the final modifier of the sentence. For example, if a black shirt features a graphic of broken chains, the visual and linguistic elements combine to communicate, "Shh, got black freed." Conversely, if the shirt features black and white stripes, the combined message alters to "Shh, got black in jail." Ultimately, the full meaning is, and this is depending on how it comes into your mind, how you read this, how you read it, how you read it, and how it comes as you're reading through your mind. It's like this is telepathic communication. Telepathy using needed visuals. It is telepathic communication by visualization, imagery. Ultimately, the full meaning is completely dependent on the synchronized display of the garment's phonetic excuse me. I just ate. Damn, I ate too much. The garment's phonetic breakdown, its color, and its contextual imagery. It could also be in reference to a soul or IA belonging to a specific group of people Color does not specifically mean race. For example, a green shirt being worn by someone could mean got the green. Green being money, got the money. Criminal, but it could also mean the green. Green also means intelligence. Like, oh, he's a green hat. He's a green hat. What's a green hat? An intelligent one. He's an intelligent one. But in most case scenarios, especially during a robbery, someone wearing a green shirt, it could mean they could be signaling someone else that someone they're assuming the identity of has the money, has the green. For example, I can let a group of people know, oh, I'm John, and I'm that John over there. That's the John I am. That's the John I've become, or am tied to for somehow. And I'm spying on him, and I get to know what he's doing depending on what I do, because we've been linked. Probably with something like Neuralink or medication or drugs, who knows, but we're linked. And I'm doing something that he's probably doing, and now I have money, so he has money, or I found out he has money, so now I put on the green shirt, signaling to others that someone else that I'm targeting has the money. So it could be a criminal organization, because who else is going to want to know? Like, mind your business. Mind your fucking business. You don't have to know if I have money or if somebody else has money. That's none of your business. Mind your fucking business. That's none of your business. But if you're signaling to someone who has the money, it's like, what the fuck? That's not any of your business. It's not any of your business. So someone could be outing another person, is what the point that I'm trying to make. Criminals have been seen using these cues for years, and from my experience, it's usually when a robbery is occurring. People usually get robbed right when someone signals who has the money. People are usually getting robbed. That's from what I've experienced. Linguistic, phonetic, and cryptographic ciphers. While visual cues rely on objects, spoken and written codes manipulate the structure of language and mathematics itself. By altering how words are spelled, pronounced, or encoded, groups create a secret vocabulary hidden within everyday speech and text. Alphanumeric ciphers, leet speak. In written or digital communication, groups often employ quote-unquote leet speak. This is the practice of replacing standard letters with numbers or special characters that visually resemble them. This visual cipher allows the group to spell out words or commands in plain sight while bypassing standard reading comprehension for anyone outside the loop. Mathematical cryptography and Roman numeral keys. Beyond wordplay, some groups employ traditional cryptography, such as the Caesar cipher. This substitution cipher replaces every letter in a message with another letter a fixed number of positions down the alphabet. Because the cipher requires a specific numerical shift or key to decode, groups often hide this key in plain sight using Roman numerals. For example, a Roman numeral 3, III, displayed on a shirt, tattoo, or tag might look like a decorative design to an outsider, but it serves as the exact mathematical shift needed for the in-group to decode a nearby hidden message. Typographic alterations and sociophonetics. To ensure specific words sound a certain way, groups will manipulate written text by adding diacritical marks such as dots or lines over certain letters to indicate a change in vocalization. A group might use these marks to deliberately prolong the vowels of a specific word. This intentional shift in the rhythm and pronunciation of speech serves as a distinct auditory signal, instantly marking the speaker as part of the group to anyone trained to hear the difference. That's what, but what I was trying, let me give an example. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Pest. P-E-S-T. No, that's not a good one. Let me see. That's not a good one. No, let me take this off. I came across words that are like regular words that they have usually optically visible on their shirts as a logo. And as the word came into my brain, it was as if I was sounding out words within that one word. I could come out with 2 or 3 words if I sound them out as vowels, like instead of like if the letters ERT are within a word, I see the letters ERT, and that sounds like Ertz, which is really supposed to be Hertz, H-U-R-T-S, Hertz. But in their vocabulary, the letters ERT are within another word, and that's the message they're trying to relay. Hertz, but it's Ertz. So, and this could be backwards. These words, the letters could be backwards or regular. But it's dependent on how you perceive them, and as they are being read in your mind, and as they come into your mind, is how you'll know who you're connected with, or who you're connecting with, or what's being connected with you at the time. So because I can go on my day perfectly fine, normal, thinking normally, and I don't see these things. It's only on specific occasions when I'm connected with these people, or when I'm connecting to a group of people, or when something's up. When something, I mean, I feel like when an investigation is occurring, or something's up, something's happening, and I'm connected, and I am receiving, and I am intercepting a lot of communications, and I don't like a lot. Well, I mean, I'm intercepting a lot of information, and I don't know what to do with this information. But I feel like I need to at least warn people, at least to, or make them aware that this is going on, because from my experience, from what I saw, people are being judged, they are being punished, and some of them are even being put to death. I believe they are being murdered, they are being killed, and there's a system that is justifying their actions of killing them, because it has to do with, for me, this is some kind of court system. This is like a court system that people are not aware of. It's like you're not aware that we're secretly holding a court, we're secretly holding a what is it called? A trial against you, and we're finding people guilty because it's beneficial for us to find as many people as we can guilty, because we can kill them, we can take them to jail, make them our slaves, we can take their possessions from them, we can do anything we want, we can make them dumb, we can do whatever the fuck we want with them, and fuck it, like, let's just do it. Let's manipulate these motherfuckers until they break the law, do what we want them to do so that they can become easy prey for us. That's how I feel that these people are. So I feel like it has to do with the court system. There's a court system that's hunting people down, that is killing people, that is taking them from their families, that is ripping them apart from their families, that is leaving them to die and stealing their identities. I believe these people can hunt other people just to steal their identities, to steal their livelihoods, their lives, their families, like to infiltrate them. If they're rich, if they have money, to infiltrate them and try to take their businesses away, try to mimic their business or clone their business in order for them to make profit, and then they try to take their customers and stuff like that. So it's all a whole bunch of illegal stuff that they're doing. I believe that these people are doing that, and I believe this definitely has to do with the United States of America court justice system. All right, let's see where we're at. Okay. Typographic alterations and sociophonetics. To ensure specific words sound a certain way, groups will manipulate written text by adding diacritical. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, it's cross-linguistic phonetic ciphers. That's where we left off. Cross-linguistic phonetic ciphers. Groups will often pull from multiple languages, such as English and Spanish. For me, because I'm Mexican, I speak Spanish as my native language. Spanish is my first language. English is my secondary language. So for someone that would be, from my background, a Latino, a Mexican American, in my realm or group of people, we're bilingual. We're bilingual, and we're going to, if we're going to code, have some kind of coded messaging, it's definitely going to be Spanglish, Spanish and English mixed. Anyway, so groups will often pull from multiple languages such as English and Spanish to deconstruct a single everyday word into a coded phrase, depending on the ethnicity and language background of the group. A word like shirt can be broken down bilingually. The sh represents the English sound for quiet, while ir is the Spanish verb for go. By combining ir with the final t, which spells out shirt, the sound shifts to got. Through this bilingual breakdown, the literal word shirt, shirt, becomes a hidden cipher for the phrase sh got. If it's a black shirt, it's sh got black. And now what does it mean sh got black? It doesn't mean sh got black like, ooh, I got black and I killed him. It could mean that, but I don't think it means that. It could mean I got the IA of a black person, the soul of a black person. To me, it means it's like I got the soul of a black person, or the soul. I feel like it's the soul or a black person, or someone like that I'm linked with or to. That's how it feels like to me, but it could be, it's dependent on the person, and it's dependent on the situation. It could also mean nothing to me. Like I wear black shirts all the time because I was tired of seeing what I was seeing with the clothing that was being worn around me to signal certain information and stuff like that. So I felt like I was being used also to signal other people, and it's like they would position themselves in my nearby vicinity, so that they can try to say that I was trying to. For example, when I was wearing black shirts just because I wanted to, and black people started to come around, as if like they would get in front of me at the grocery store line. Like they would just get in front of me, or they'd come near me, like just because I was wearing a black shirt, or if I was gonna wear a white shirt, then a white person would come and try to be near me. And if I wore a different colored shirt, a person of that same race, or excuse me, or religion, origin, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like they were purposely trying to get near me. I wasn't looking for them, and I wasn't trying to get near them, but I saw that they were purposely trying to get near me. And it didn't feel like because they like me. It felt like because they were trying to make a case against me. And like I said, I think we're dealing with people in the courthouse. I think we're dealing with people that are making or trying to make cases against people using the courts. And I believe they're setting courts cases against people. I believe they are judging people without them being present in court, without them having the right to defend themselves or cross-examine witnesses, without them even knowing that they're being cross-examined or judged, without them even knowing that there's a trial going on against them, without them even knowing anything. And they are being punished, and some of them are being sent to a prison that's been built using artificial intelligence, and some of these people are being held captive in their homes as a form of punishment or imprisonment, to be confined in their quarters of their home. Some of these people are not allowed to have a job. They blacklist them in order to keep them away from being able to be hired, and they're left with no money, and they're left homeless. And that's a prison system. A lot of these people don't understand. When you see so many people that are homeless, they're involved in a system. Someone looks out for them. Someone does look out for them. They're still alive. Some of them are still alive, and I've seen them out there for years and years, but they are wasting away. It's like they are dying. They are wasting away. They are, like they're diminishing. They become more fragile, but it's like someone has them in that loop. Someone has them in that prison system. Someone has them in that prison system. They can't escape. And it's the worst to be out in the streets. It's the worst. You can't go take a shit. You can't take a piss anywhere. Like, you don't have toilet paper. People don't like you because you're dirty or stinky. And it's like, it's probably just the worst. But someone has that. Someone, from what I've seen with the homeless population, it's like they use them against people. They use them against other populations to make them lose everything. They use homeless people. They keep them moving. They move them from camp to camp, and they usually do that in order to try to attack other people. Because, man, once these people get into your body, it's like you have homeless people in your body. You have bums in your body. It's like they're part of your body. So it's like you become them. It's like you become you. We are what we are around, and you become a bum. It's like you become like them. You can possibly. It's not all the time. Maybe you're stronger. Or maybe, I don't know. But you have to try to keep on pushing. You have to try to keep on moving forward. Try to find a job. Find someone that's willing to hire you. Find someone that's willing to help you. Find help. Like, don't just give up. Don't give up. You can't give up. Don't give up. It's important that you don't give up. Don't give up. Just keep on going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Where am I going with this? Groups will often pull from. Okay, phonetic reinterpretation and homophonic wordplay. The most creative linguistic cipher involves breaking down standard words into individual syllables to form new hidden sentences A notable example is the repurposing of the brand name Echo. Instead of reading it as a single word, members read the individual letters phonetically. So the E, echo, E-C-K-O, echo. Like echo, E-C-H-O, echo. Echo, 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 echo. That's an echo. Okay, so individual letters phonetically, the E sounds like E, E-E-H, quote unquote. The C takes on a psi or C sound. The K sounds like K or K, and the O sounds like O. When spoken aloud rapidly, this phonetic breakdown seamlessly creates the hidden phrase, "He's psycho." Someone wearing an Echo branded clothing could be signaling to others there is a psycho around, or he's not psycho if it's dependent on the color. Maybe he's not psycho. It's a red shirt, and it's a Echo shirt. It's a red Echo shirt, signaling he's not psycho. Red means stop or no. Red means no. Sometimes red means no, and he's not psycho. He's not psycho, or depending on the situation and circumstances, it could be got red psycho, but then it could be read that way. So it depends on how you read it or how it comes in, and then the information available, because there's multiple information that's incoming information that's made available. But for me, it's he's not psycho. So seamlessly creates the hidden phrase e-psycho. He's psycho. Someone wearing an Echo branded clothing could be signaling to others there's a psycho around, etc. But this is mostly done in the mind. It is sounded out in the mind. It's important that you understand this. It's as you're visually, optically reading information, incoming information, and this information comes in through your optical view, your optics, your view, but then you're reading them in the mind and sounding them out in the mind, and that's how this information comes in differently, and that's how you know which one you can decipher this information as how it's coming in, dependent on how it's coming in. And it doesn't always come in the same way. It's not always the same. It's different. So we're connected with different people. Numeric phonetic wordplay and alibi labeling. Numbers are also frequently used to mimic syllables in a practice known as numeric phonetic wordplay. This is highly effective because it provides an alibi, an innocent alternative explanation for the phrase. A prime example is the use of the sports team name, the San Francisco 49ers. Instead of indicating sports fandom, the name is broken down phonetically. The 4 sounds like for, F-O-R-E. The 9 bridges the N sound to E-N, N. And the ers completes the word. Yeah. Together, 4-9ers seamlessly translates to foreigners, foreigners, foreigners. An individual can claim to be a 49ers fan or wear the team's logo to covertly label someone nearby as an outsider or foreigner to that specific land, territory, or state, all while remaining completely undetected by the general public. Conclusion. The observation of everyday environments reveals that human communication is far more layered than standard language. Through the strategic use of visual cues, such as repurposing everyday items, utilizing object-based labels, and initiating directive cue signals alongside intricate multimodal ciphers like bilingual wordplay, mathematical cryptography, and demographic color coding, various groups have successfully created covert networks of interaction. The true effectiveness of these coded methods lies in their seamless integration into standard society, because these messages and commands are disguised within normal consumerism, sports apparel, casual phonetic pronunciation, and basic numerical systems. They remain completely invisible to the uninitiated observer. Ultimately, the development of these hidden languages highlights the profound adaptability of human communication and the innate drive to build connected, coordinated communities within broader public spaces. These are only some very minimal examples of what words could mean. There is also the variable of what groups of people give meaning to what objects, clothing, etc. I believe people had to find these styles of communication to hide, keep secret, not be exposed for privacy concerns, etc., while other groups do it for the exact opposite. I believe that sensitive information can be exposed about clients in this manner. Clients meaning patients from hospitals in this manner, which may be a HIPAA law violation, a HIPAA, HIPPA law violation. If positively linked to medical centers or hospitals, I believe some people use so if positively linked to medical centers or hospitals, this can be proved as HIPAA law violations. I believe some people use these coded forms of communications because they are being hunted, and I believe some groups of people use these coded styles of communication because they are doing the hunting. I believe criminal organizations like gangs use these styles of communications to commit crimes and keep them hidden or secret, etc. There are many different forms of communications that many people are unaware of. I am simply trying to expose this phenomenon. Military groups could also definitely be using these styles of communication. Intercepting these styles of communication may feel overwhelming. What I have learned is to always remain calm and do not react to limit your reactivity, because many times it is the reaction it is the reaction to specific information that is being fished is what they want to validate that information. The validity of the situation depending on your response, but yes, it is extremely overwhelming. I wanted to give you an insight of what I've experienced within the last several years, and it has not been easy, but I managed to act normal in spite of having this information and intercepting incoming information from various groups or entities. Unfortunately, it is highly sophisticated and hard to pinpoint, which is exactly why they choose these styles of coded communication. It could also be used to misinform the readers doing the reading of incoming information. People in the know, or people that have also realized these forms of communications are occurring. I believe drugs are used in order to get the mind to think hyperactively and aware in this manner. It's as if our mind begins to look for possible vulnerabilities or attackers nearby, etc. I believe there are people that use drugs specifically to connect with individuals telepathically and or see the same information others see while under the influence of a certain drug or chemical, which could be a way to plot a crime. I believe they receive visual cues they only see while under the influence, and they may act on these cues because it's done telepathically, but with visual cues and all in the know. It is very difficult to prove a crime has been committed. I hope this information is helpful. Since I started in Vegas Sustenna medication, my brain is not on overload with information. It has definitely slowed down. Incoming information does not overwhelm me as much anymore, but I do still observe communications being communicated within groups. I am aware and mindful of the information, and I do not overreact or take things personal. But sometimes I may. Sometimes I may get overwhelmed, and sometimes I do get overwhelmed. Um, Sometimes it is overwhelming, but it's like they're looking for a reaction. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for a reaction to the situation so that they can have the validity of the situation. Like, oh, you saw how he reacted? You saw how he reacted? There's no way he, did this, and that, or he's the one that did it, like, depending on your reaction. It's dependent on your reaction that that's why they do it. And they use license plates. They use the color of their cars, the color of their vehicles, the decals on their vehicles, the fact that are they tinted, windows are not tinted, the rims, the number of rims it has on each rim, like everything's information. It's all information. It's all information. I can go on and on. But anyway, I just wanted I want to upload this video because I wanted to talk about this coded forms of communication that so many of us are unaware of or don't understand how it works, and it's like, wake up, people. You have to become smarter. You have to know. Levántate, despierta, wake up. You have to know. And one of the biggest things, just because this information is being observed, if you become an observer and you observe this information, it does not make that information real. If you intercept information about someone cheating on you, it does not mean that your wife or your husband is cheating on you. It means that someone may want you to think that they're cheating on you, and they may want to make you nervous, and they may want to make you break up with your husband or wife. They may want to do that. They may provoke you. That's what they want to do, just because they're evil, just because they have nothing better to do, because they want to destroy your family or friends or system or group of people, like, because it's war. Psychological war tactics. Psychological war tactics. Don't get overwhelmed if you see information, and if it is true about you, be careful with that reaction, because then they're gonna know. Or if you don't, or it might not be true, and don't take it out on somebody. Be straightforward. Ask questions. If you have if you are ever in doubt, be straightforward with someone. Ask questions. We can't really read someone's mind. Like, I mean, I don't know if I definitely believe in telepathy via visual cues, optical cues. Optical cues. Telepathy with optical cues. I believe in that. I've experienced that, and I believe in that. But there's definitely, I believe their telepathy is real. But I don't know what someone's thinking. I don't know. It's like I catch a thought, and that thought was somebody else's thought, and that's what's happening. People are catching people's thoughts, and then it just depends on, are you going to elaborate on the thought, and then make it your own thought. And that's the thing. Some people they do elaborate on the thought, and some people don't elaborate on the thought. It depends. It's all on the person that does elaborate on the thought, that it becomes theirs, because they elaborated on it. They made it their own. But then for those, I thought that same thing. It's like, somebody thought about a McDonald's, and then, I mean, I don't know that this is just fictional, but because I don't know the history of McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's and all that, fast food chains. But someone thought about McDonald's, and then somebody thought about Burger King, and then somebody thought about Wendy's, and then somebody, it's like they all had a similar thought. And then, it's like people have similar thoughts. So telepathy is real. Or we catch thoughts. It's like dream catchers. We catch people's dreams. We catch people's thoughts. We're somehow linked to people's brains, like Neuralink. Could it be Neuralink? Maybe. Maybe I was kidnapped and an implant was placed in my brain that connected me with another person. And that's how they can read my thoughts. Our thoughts can be read. I know they can. I've experienced that before multiple times. Our thoughts are read. They are being read by another individual or multiple individuals or systems like artificial intelligence. And that doesn't make me feel safe, and I've never consented to that I can remember. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helps someone. I really hope this helps somebody. I really hope it helps someone. Like, you're not alone. If you're experiencing this, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're seeing things, and if you're paranoid, you have a reason to be paranoid. You're being stalked. They're stalking you. They're trying to provoke you. They're trying to provoke you into acting out a certain way. If you're not paranoid, your paranoia is, you're not delusional. You're not paranoid and you're not delusional. You might be paranoid, but you have a reason to be paranoid. You're being stalked. People are ganging up on you. They're trying to expose you or make you feel exposed, or make you feel like, trying to provoke you into anger, or trying to provoke you into an overwhelming feeling that you shouldn't feel. So you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you. You're being gang stalked, or you're being, this is, I consider this a crime. I consider this a kind of crime. It's like a jail is being built around you and they're trying to send you to jail. You're being judged by a group of criminals and they're punishing you. So I believe they're criminals for that. They didn't give you due process. You did not receive due process. You should have received due process. Everybody should have received due process. Everybody should have received due process. Everyone should receive due process, is the point that I'm trying to make. This is a different kind of court system that I'm not used to. Ay, qué miedo. Ay. Sí.
Te ves rojo.
Me veo bien rojo, me estoy grabando ahorita. Ya acabé, ya me voy a dormir ahora sí. Estaba leyendo algo. ¿Qué pasó?
Nada, viene por una cobija para tu papá.
Ok. Buenas noches, pues. Bye. Okay, I'm done. That was my mom. She scared me. A little bit. Not, she didn't really scare me. I love her so much. But anyway, I really hope this helps somebody. I hope. And if you have more information to elaborate on what I'm speaking about, elaborate.